Let me ask you a question. Are you tired of letting your online leads fall through the cracks and not converting them into your $1,000 to $3,000 high ticket online program? There's three mistakes health and fitness coaches make when creating what we call their Grand Slam online offer. The very first one is they don't sharpen the promise enough, right? The second one is they don't sit there and mitigate the risk and increase the reward. And the third one is they don't stack the bonuses, okay? So I'm gonna give you guys 5 keys in this training. So give me 10 minutes of your time, give me your eyes, your ears, and I promise after this whole entire 10-minute training with these 5 keys, you're gonna be able to sit there and increase your guys' Grand Slam offer and charge $1,000 to $3,000 high ticket online programs and serve more people so you guys can create more income, independence, and you guys can have more faith and get out of fear. All right, check this video out. All right, what's going on, everybody? What's going on, guys? Happy Thursday. We're back again for another weekly live training, and we're actually back here in Northern California. So this is a different scenery right here. This is not the normal office that we have. Tell them where we're at. Yeah, we're visiting family over here in Northern California, Sonoma County area. If anyone's in that area, shout out. This is home. But it's funny because I was thrown off by the 2-hour difference. So, you know, being in Texas, it's Central Time, it's 2 hours ahead. So I thought that this was going to be done in the next 2 hours. So lack of preparation on my end. I take full accountability and responsibility for that. But hey, we're still here. We're going to deliver. We're going to share some good value with you guys, and I'm excited. So hopefully the internet and the Wi-Fi holds up because we have had issues back here at home. So we'll see. We'll roll with it. All right, guys, let's jump into it right now because time is money, and I want to get the value to you guys, and I appreciate your guys' eyes and your guys' ears. All right, let's get into it. What are we going to be talking about this week is we're going to be talking about the 5 keys to creating a Grand Slam online coaching offer, okay? Now, if you go back and watch last week's live training video, we talked about how to sit there and increase your guys' prices, right, to have more confidence, and then we gave a cool worksheet with the 4 secrets on there, okay? Now, this is a great carry-on and kind of build upon, you know, with like how you can sit there and have these 5 different keys, you know, to have a really awesome Grand Slam offer. That's what we call it in our accelerator programs. How do you create that Grand Slam offer, right? Because if you know in baseball, if you got 3 people on first base, second base, third base, and you got the batter right there, that opportunity to hit that Grand Slam right there is 4 runs. That's the biggest way you can create 4 runs within you know, a game of baseball. So that's what we want to create too as online health and fitness coaches, is a Grand Slam offer, which is basically a no-brainer offer to where you present this to your lead and they feel really dumb just being like, hey, there's no way I'm going to take this offer. Like they're absolutely going to take this offer because again, it's a no-brainer, right? And that's what we call a Grand Slam offer in an accelerator program. So let's jump into it. Okay. So really quick, there's 3 mistakes that health and fitness coaches make when they're creating their Grand Slam online offer, right? So the very first one is this, right? Is there's no sharp promise. Okay. So that's a big mistake a lot of online health and fitness coaches make, is they're not very sharp and they're not very clear on what the promise is, what the end destination is, what that deadline is, all that type of stuff within their program. Okay. So don't make that mistake. Make sure that your promise is very clear and it's very sharp. Okay. The next thing is what you want to do is you want to limit supply to increase demand. Okay. And what this does is, I don't know why, you know, or where health and fitness coaches learn this from, but they're very scared to kind of like put some urgency and some scarcity on their offers, right? To make their lead make a quicker decision. You can't let these leads and these prospects have literally 7 to 10 days and, oh, I'm going to get back to you in a month and that type of stuff, right? No, you got to create some urgency, right? So you limit supply to increase demand, and that creates urgency and scarcity. So they make a quicker decision to be like, hey, yes, I want this Grand Slam offer, or no, I'm going to offer it to somebody else, right? All right, the last thing that we're going to talk about too in this next section is you remove the risk, okay? So what happens is health and fitness coaches, there's too much risk in their offer, in their program that they're doing, right? So the prospect's like, man, like, nah, it's not enough reward. It's just like, you know, I don't know if I should really even like invest in this. It's just too risky for them, right? So for you, the online health and fitness coach, you got to figure out how can I remove that risk and increase the reward, okay? So really quick, before I get into like what this whole risk reward teeter-totter analogy is, comment the word below sheet if you guys want this worksheet that we're actually doing right here, okay? All right, it says internet unstable. Woo. Hopefully it's stable. I called it. Hopefully
We're good to go though.
Don't jinx it, man. Don't jinx it. All right, we're rolling right now. We're smooth. We're going. Okay. So this brings us right here. What we talked about is removing the risk, right? This is one of the biggest mistakes that health and fitness coaches make. So this brings us right here to discussing what's called the risk and the reward teeter-totter, okay? So if you know a teeter-totter, basically it's like, just picture two kids right here, right? So literally this person right here is going to want to have their teeter-totter go up, right? And the other person is going to be down. So the person that's up is going to have less risk, right? And more reward on there.
And on a side note, hopefully you guys never did anything to the other person on the other side where you have them up and you jump off it and they slam down.
I could see her doing that back in the day. All right, let's talk about this in a real kind of analogy with business sense. Okay, so right here is your guys' grand slam offer. Okay, so right here, what we have is you guys have your guys' risk and you guys have your reward. Okay, so really what the goal is that you want to stack the reward, right, so that the risk is minimized. Okay, so how do we sit there and literally take more of the stuff that we have right here and stack all of the reward right here, so that what happens is this mitigates and makes it less risky for your prospect and your online lead to be able to invest in your Grand Slam offer. Okay. So again, how do we stack the reward so we can make it less risky, right? And minimize and mitigate that risk so that the reward looks really, really good for them. And it's a no-brainer for them to say yes in your guys' Grand Slam offer.
Yeah, you guys got to kind of think about it too within different things that you guys buy as well too. It could be like Apple products, could be whatever it is you guys like, buy your go-to brands. But I promise if you look really more into it and you really think about it, they have, ways to, mitigate risk and make it a no-brainer to, have you sit there and purchase that phone, that accessory, whatever it is. So you just have to kind of pay attention to what other big brands are doing as well too. Give you guys some ideas.
100%.
Okay, so let's move on to
5 keys.
The 5 keys, right, to creating a Grand Slam offer. So the first thing we're going to so again, if you guys don't know what this is a baseball diamond, right? That's where you tag the base, whether you're going home, first base, second base, third base. Okay. So let's talk about the first part here, and that's going to be the promise / deadline. And sorry guys, but Chris does have better handwriting than me. And this also can be looked at as a specific outcome with a specific deadline as well too. Okay. So the next thing we'll move on to and talk to on this diamond is risk and guarantee, like we just talked about, right? So how are you going to sit there and create some form of risk and a guarantee to make it a no-brainer?
And so we want to mitigate the risk.
Yeah, mitigate the risk. Absolutely. So again, like if you guys have a Grand Slam offer, if you guys have a promise and a deadline to get them there,
it's okay. Oh, just keep going.
Yeah. So if you guys have a promise and a deadline to get them there, then it should be, a lot less risk on their end to want to sit there and pull the trigger and invest in your guys' coaching program. So you guys have to make sure that risk and guarantee is right there and it's on point.
Yeah, just really quick, think about when you guys go and you guys shop like at Amazon or something like that, right? So they have like all of those things to mitigate the risk, right? So that they guarantee that they're going to get you guys like the product or whatever it is you guys have, like with Prime, like literally in a day, right? That's a good guarantee right there. If you ever want to take something back for them or something like that, they're very good with like returns and stuff like that. So that mitigates the risk. So it's like when you guys are at the checkout, okay, cool. I guarantee that I'm going to get my product in like the next 24 hours. And then they're pretty much guaranteeing that if I don't like it, I can take it back. So it mitigates the risk and increases the reward, right?
Okay. So the next one is urgency / scarcity. Okay. And Chris talked about this earlier on, that you guys can't give your guys' prospect clients all the time in the world to make a decision. Just think about that. Most people, when they really take more time to think about this, all the different logic comes in, all the different, paralysis by overanalysis kicks in, the fear kicks in, the limiting beliefs that they maybe can't do this or fulfill your guys' program and be consistent or adherent. So again, we have to put a little scarcity, a little bit of urgency to push them to make a quicker decision. Okay. And I would say anything, no more than, 1 to 2 days to give them time to think about this. Otherwise, they're just not serious and they're not going to probably be good clients.
Yeah, exactly.
The next one is bonuses. All right. Let me make sure I got this on again.
You guys got to stack those bonuses.
So yeah, with anything, right, guys? People love bonuses. Who doesn't like bonuses when you really think about it? It's like if you see one product or one offer A, and then you have another offer B, and one has 2 to 3 bonuses, as opposed to, offer A, which one are you more likely to take? I'm going to say, I'm going to take B. I'm going to take option B all day long, because why would I not want to get bonuses if I'm paying the same type of investment rate?
Exactly.
So the last one is financial engineering. Okay. So financial.
This thing's so delayed, it's like going to be popping up like literally like 30 minutes later.
So what financial engineering means, guys, is pretty much like, don't like if you have like a paid in full option, if you have a payment plan for them, great. Those are great options. But at the end of the day, be a little bit more flexible with your guys' financial planning with this, right? To where it makes it flexible. Don't be afraid to do weekly payments. Don't be afraid to do, payments that are 2 times a month. And that's where it comes into like the financial engineering. And this is what we teach in our program as well too, because I'd rather sit there and help out, people first and foremost. And if they can still commit to, giving some form of like, money, then it's like, why would you not want to do that? Right. It doesn't mean that they're not going to just like commit and just totally ghost you, but it just makes it easier for them psychologically, maybe with their financial situation, to sit there and maybe do a weekly payment system, a 2 time a month, payment system. So don't be afraid to implement financial engineering into your guys' price points.
Yeah, and don't get caught up with those coaches out there where they're just like, always like flexing, like saying like, oh, paid in full, this and that. Like, yeah, you're going to get your paid in fulls. We got students get their paid in fulls.
In a perfect world, that's what you want, but it doesn't work like that all the time.
Yeah, it's always good to have like reoccurring revenue as well too, whether that's weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, okay, or different ways. All right. So the last thing really quick before we kind of wrap this up is if you want this cool worksheet that we just did, just comment below a worksheet and we'll get you guys that worksheet. But other than that, though, that was literally the 5 keys to creating your guys' online Grand Slam offer. So again, kind of just to recap, how do we sit there and mitigate the risk and increase the reward, right? And how do we not make those 3 mistakes where it's like,
this is the exercise right here that I really highly recommend that you do, because this is going to be a game changer for you and your business. Okay. So it's called What's the Cost? And again, this has helped out a lot of our accelerator students, literally that were charging $50 to $100, now charging $1,000 to $3,000 for the transformation programs. Okay. Now, look, I'm not going to go through this, literally spending 10, 20 minutes going through this whole entire thing. It's going to make the training way too long for you. But like I said, if you want this worksheet, comment below worksheet. I'll get this to you and you can do this on your own time. But I'm going to run you through how to do this so you can effectively use this and raise your prices immediately, not a year later, not a month later, immediately. Okay. So the first thing you want to sit there and work on is this part right here, which is the short term. Okay. Now with the short term, the question is cost of not working with you. Okay. So that's a question you got to ask, right? Is like, what is the cost of not working with you for your client in the short term, right? So let's look at this a little bit deeper. The immediate pain. What does it cost them in the short term to not work with you? Okay. So let's just use an example. This guy that you're maybe working with, his name is Bill. Okay. And he's maybe 20 pounds overweight. So what is it going to cost Bill in the short term to not work with you? He's 20 pounds overweight, right? So let's just say maybe, less energy, can't play with kids. Maybe his confidence is low. Okay. Something like that. Okay. Now, the next thing you want to work on right here is what's the fast ROI for Bill working with you, right? What are some quick wins you can get Bill, right, in the next 30, 60, or 90 days, right? Maybe you can get him to, maybe you can get him to drop 5 pounds in like 3 or 4 weeks, right? That's a quick win right there, right? Maybe he can have like an increased habit change or something like that.
Maybe he has less stress. Maybe he has better sleep. Maybe he's better hydrated. Those are all quick wins that you guys know are huge, in the context of health and fitness.
Good call on those. Yep. And then the next one right here, let's get into this right here now. Now that you guys focused on the short term, the cost of not working with you, what the fast ROI is, let's think about the long term with Bill working with you, right? Again, he's 20 pounds overweight. Okay. So if you ask yourself the long-term illness, what does it cost them in the long term to not work with you? Who else does this affect? How does it hurt their health? How else does it hurt them? If I just said right now that Bill is 20 pounds overweight, he can't play with his kids, who do you think that affects, right? So it affects his family, right? Affects his kids. Maybe it affects his sex life. This is just being real. This is a pain right here. Yeah. Sex life with wife.
And maybe later down the road, Bill's going to have to make a hefty investment in more healthcare, right? And I don't think Bill wants to do that. He'd rather solve those issues now.
And let's move on to this now. The long term, right, is the transformation. What can they achieve with you long term? Who else does this affect? How does it hurt their health and how does it hurt them, right? So what's like literally the long term transformation that Bill can really do in your program, okay? Maybe it's going to take 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, but can you paint that picture to Bill of what that transformation is going to look like if he works with you? Just think about that, right? He's going to probably have definitely increased confidence, right? He's going to be able to picture himself with more energy playing with his kids, right?
I would even say he's going to look better, feel better, perform better.
Ooh, kind of like Deion Sanders. Look better, say feel better, and perform better.
Yep.
So you guys see where I'm going with this, right? You see how powerful this exercise is? Again, the cost of not working with you, the short term, what's the fast, quick wins they can get? The long term, what's like the long-term effects with them, the long-term illness, and then what's that major transformation that he's paying for, paying that end destination for him, okay? So really put that into use, because I promise you, if you answer these questions and you propose this to like your guys' potential client, what I'm going to say is do it on a sales call, okay? But that's a whole other discussion. If you do that, you can raise your prices to $1,000 to $3,000, just like our accelerator students have done. That's why I'm going to show you right now. John, he's a registered dietitian, okay? Now, his mindset coming in as a registered dietitian, again, was pricing like a mechanic, right? He felt bad charging $1,000 to $3,000 for his transformation program. So once he broke that limiting belief and he saw that he got that first sale, John never ever went back to $50 to $100 type of like hourly rate or programs, okay? So the next one is Renato. He used to work at F45, a group instructor. He said, the heck with this, right? Because he was undervalued. He wasn't getting a promotion. They were overworking him. So when he went into the accelerator program with us, about 6 months later, he was making $8,000 a month because we taught him how to make his Grand Slam offer and sell this high ticket program, right? So if he could do it, you guys can do it as well too. Colton Taylor, call them the dynamic duo, right? So with them, they were selling $50 to $100 online programs. Mm-hmm. Fast forward 6 months later, they are at 10K months. They hit their first 10K months.
And they just raised their prices to $2,000.
And they hired a nanny so that they can watch their kids. They hired a lead generating VA so they can buy back 10 hours of their time with outreach. I mean, man, absolutely awesome. And then Matt from Canada, he was working full-time as a personal trainer. He wanted to add online, coaching, right? 7 months later, 10K months as well too in the accelerator program. You know why? Because he's not charging $50 to $100 per month off of an online program. He knows his worth. He knows what the cost is if his client doesn't work with him. Okay.
Yeah. And really quick, all of these students, I'll tell you really quick that the biggest hack too is they have what's called a winning belief system. And that's one of our core tenet trainings in our program. Because again, if you're going to have a winning belief system, there's two things. Number one, you have to have faith in yourself and what you're doing. And then again, you have to be relentless and take action every single day.
Exactly. All right, really quick, and we'll wrap up right now. Okay. So again, these are just some more proof right here from our accelerator students, like what they're charging, right? $2,000 for 12 weeks, €1,000 for 8 weeks, right? $1,500 for 12 weeks, $1,300 for 12 weeks, $850 for 12 weeks, $1,500 for 12 weeks, $1,500 for 12 weeks, right? If these students can do it too, and they started with $50 to $100 like per month in their online coaching business, my question is, why can't you do it? Exactly. It's absolutely possible. Okay. So the last question I have for you right here is two things. If you want this worksheet, comment below worksheet and we'll get that to you. And the second thing is if you want more help, again, Eric and I, we're fully transparent here. Okay. So if you need more help with this, how to really put together your Grand Slam offer and how to put that promise there, that outcome, paint that picture for them and how to really sell it to your online clients, then comment the word below help. Okay. We'll start a discussion. We'll book a call with you.
Or I would even say, send us a PM, send us a DM or PM.
Whatever you guys want to do.
If you guys don't feel comfortable posting it, just message us.
That's fine too. And you guys can message with the word help. That's totally fine, right? We'll think it's a good help, right? Nothing too crazy, okay? But we'll have a conversation and we'll just see if you're a good fit in the accelerator program, if we can help you out. If there's no obligation, there's nothing scary about it, right? We're cool guys, but we're very transparent and we're here to help out, okay? You guys see the proof that we show you guys on a week-to-week basis that we can help out health and fitness coaches, that we've done it in the accelerator program, so I know I can help you out, okay? So that's it. So hopefully this whole entire training on the 3 reasons why you're not increasing your prices and how to fix it with these 4 things right here in this worksheet that I hope that you take advantage of and take action on is helpful. Okay. But anything else? Any closing words?
Guys, just know your worth and value as a health and fitness coach. I kid you not. I mean, you guys are very, very, powerful people. And if you have good integrity, a good heart, and you have faith in yourself, stop lowballing yourself. Like you're just doing a disservice to yourself. And there's so many people out there that need you, especially more than ever with all the crap that's going on in the world. So know your worth and value and start charging what you're worth.
Yep.
All right, guys. Hopefully this was valuable. We're out. Have a great one. Go serve and impact. Talk to you soon.